Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have George all the way from, was it Lagos? Abuja. So that's the capital for those who don't know. And we're talking about Africa and then we start to talk about Nigeria. George is an energy consultant. So we're talking about the environmentally friendly energy. What's Nigeria's take on environmentally friendly energy?
I would say that Nigeria is also involved in the whole energy transition thing too, but you know, it's one thing to be involved, it's another thing to be actively involved. So for Nigeria, I think first of all, we've not even been able to solve our power issue, which is even with all the resources we have the hydrocarbons, we have we have the hydrocarbons normally for energy production, but still our electricity is still very inadequate. So when you cannot solve electricity problems, how do you now transition to renewable energy?
Now, what visions do you have for Nigeria to solve energy problems?
To me, I would always say the biggest resource is talent.
Talent?
Skill, yeah.
Okay.
So today I'm in London, I'm in the United Kingdom, I'm learning a skill,
What skill are you learning?
Renewable energy, of course.
Oh, okay. So what about solar panels on each house in Nigeria? Do you think that will be a good thing?
Yeah, we still have houses in Nigeria that have solar panels, but they use them as backup energy.
Backup energy?
Yeah. So, and everybody knows how intermittent and unreliable the solar.
Oh, I know what you mean when you say that now.
Yeah.
So you have a battery that's charged through the day, and when the power cuts out, the battery kicks in, but it only charges the light things, like a laptop, like a phone charger. Because I had that. I used to live in Kenya.
Oh, okay.
And so I had that as well. So I understand what you're saying. It makes sense now.
Yeah.
But you can get the Chinese have made stuff that powers washing machines, cookers, solar panel, specific for the washing machine.
For the washing machine and all.
Yeah.
Trust me, if a washing machine costs a penny, a washing machine that has a solar panel will cost 2 to 3 pennies.
Yeah, but the other day you think of how much money you're saving. I know with certain cultures in Africa, they say you're putting someone out of a job because you got a houseboy or house girl who will wash your clothes. Mm-hmm. So I have to ask you this.
Oh, okay.
Niger has been in the news. Are you familiar with Niger?
Niger, yeah.
Situation?
Yeah.
And your president has turned around and said, yes, we will help the French bomb them. You're not familiar with that. You're looking shocked.
No, I think the last I knew was because normally we're part of the ecowas.
Yes. So what do you think about that? Do you think that's a good idea? Nigeria being part of the ecowas?
So I'll look at it from the energy aspect. Yeah. So Nigeria, they're building a pipeline.
Yep.
All the way from Nigeria to Europe.
Yeah.
That pipeline is going to be transporting
natural gas.
And that pipeline, unfortunately or fortunately, passes through Niger.
Okay.
So,
go on.
You see, that's where our interest lies.
So
I think the president is trying to protect that project because that project is a big one for Nigeria.
Okay.
Red light camera ahead.
Yeah.
So what I would say to that, but is that a good thing? Because if the president, right, I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
Is the president of Nigeria looking after the public as he should be?
He's barely less than, okay. He's just a few days in office, I would say.
Oh, you've got a new president?
Yeah, we've got a new president.
Oh, what happened to the old man? What happened to the old man?
The old man? He
Yeah.
finished his tenure, he had 8 years.
Oh, is it? So when did you have election? The other day?
We had election in February and a new president was sworn in on the...
Oh, so you know what? I'm so overwhelmed with this year situation that so the new president, is he younger?
No, he's old too.
He's old too.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. So you think it's okay to go against your own people, as in race, for financial gain? Because someone would say your neighbours are you're responsible for your neighbours as well.
I think the what you should think about here is diplomacy and knowing, being able to decipher right from wrong.
All right. So what's right and what's wrong?
I'm actually not really. I wouldn't say I 100% understand the Niger situation. Yeah.
All right. Shall I explain it to you briefly?
All right, that's fine.
All right. The Niger situation is the Niger people have not been looked after, and their natural resources have been mined by France.
Okay.
France was giving Niger 80 cents per kilogram, but charging everybody else in the world $200 per kilogram of natural resources.
Okay.
There is also things like uranium, which powers 15 or 30% of France's nuclear power stations, which supplies them with electricity, and the materials were being refined outside of Niger. And also EDF, which is a French company but it's based in London and supplies of electricity. We also get power via the French for that. So the the Niger people were living in like mud huts, not being looked after, where the French people were benefiting. Along with that, all the finance from the natural resources has to be banked in France, and they only get 20% back as a loan. Okay, so now, and the person who's in power, it doesn't represent the people in the sense of he's not like African, he's more Arab than black. Do you understand? And he's more pro-French than his own. So that's why they've ousted him. Do you see what I mean?
Okay.
So now they're saying, well, you can't have your pipeline to the Americans, which involves your country. Yeah. And they're saying to the France, you can't have any of your natural resources because France put a sanction on them. So France said, we're going to bomb you back to the Stone Age. And this is where your country comes in, and they said to your president, we need you to go and oust the coup leaders. So when your president said, yeah, here, do that, your Senate said, no, we're not doing that. We're not fighting against our own people to fight for the Europeans, the colonialists. Financial, game. But this is obviously where corruption comes in. If someone's being paid backhanders, then they say, oh yeah, I will use my own people and risk and let my people die to provide you with money. Because that's what's really happened. Because Nigeria, even though you're a strong country in the sense of Africa, you're not going to walk in and no resistance. So when that happened, Mali and Burkina Faso turned around and said, well, if you fight them, we're going to fight with them against you. So the president went, oh, maybe we should talk about this. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the Americans got the Ghanaians involved, and there's some secret meeting. Meanwhile, France tried to do a coup against the Niger coup leaders, and that failed. Yeah, failed. But obviously, France aren't claiming responsibility. And this is just over exploitation.
Yeah.
And people wanting more money than they need. So that's why I asked you, is it a good idea, for your government to support the colonialists against his own race, just for money? Unless you're a man who's driven by money, with a nice suit, staying in fancy London West End hotels. No pressure. No pressure, my friend. I know it's a lot to take in, and the latest now, France military, and then the ambassador didn't want to leave, the French ambassador, so they turned off the light and the waters thing, and then he finally left, and so is the military. The French military's left. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So he kind of and the beautiful thing of that, out of that, Niger, Guinea-Bissau and Mali have all made an agreement. It's called I can't remember, something beginning with S. And if one country gets attacked, they all go to war, which is good, because it's not financed by the West. It's financed by Africa with Africa interests at heart. So what you really need is Chad, Sudan, and the other countries along that line, all the way to Senegal or Ghana, to join that thing. Because then that power structure of influence and trying to rape natural resources, it gets limited, if not stopped. But then we're waiting for the big boys, Nigeria, to play their role, but they seem to be motivated by money.
It's not really money. I think
really? That's what you said. You said that off camera. You did say you said the government's got to protect its interests.
That's it. Everybody needs to protect their interests.
But at what cost? And I ask this sincerely, should the Nigerian government's interest be to build up its own country, as in give them all, provide them with free education, free healthcare, and a good infrastructure throughout? Yeah, whole of Nigeria. Because when people seem to be living to the minimum standard, they find less reason to fight. Rather than just sending a pipeline to Europe and him pocketing the money, or the powers that be pocketing the money. I'm really interested to hear your response. I'll wait. See, the fact that it's hard for you to answer speaks measures. It speaks measures, my friend. It speaks measures.
I think at the end of the day, the Nigerian story is deeper than what the press says and what people hear.
So you, as a Nigerian, you tell me the story.
Nigeria is just Nigeria. Nigeria is the country that is deeply rooted in, sorry to say, no offense to anybody, Nigeria is a great country. It's the giant of Africa, but we have a corruption problem.
Okay, every country has a corruption problem, but I suppose the question is, what do you do about it? If you see what I mean.
When it's deeply rooted, I don't know how do you contact? Well, it's deeply rooted.
All right, let's talk about that. How would you sort out that corruption problem?
It's a difficult question.
What would you start with?
I think first of all is let it be a strong and efficient judiciary to the justice system. First, start with the justice system. Let the justice system be something that the citizens can always say, oh, I can get justice. That's the first part of it. And then when there's a reliable justice system, then there will be laws, and then people will be scared to break rules.
So you need a military or good police to implement that?
Yeah, good police. Good police. So you finance the police, because most of the reasons why these institutions are being, compromised is because they are not funded well properly. So when a policeman is earning a certain amount of money and you're offering him a bribe that is double his salary, he has to eat.
Okay. Did you grow up in Abuja?
I grew up in Akwa Ibom.
Okay.
And I moved to Abuja a few years after my first degree.
Tell us about your journey. So where you grew up, what was that like?
But where I grew up was just a small community in Nigeria called It's the first local government in Nigeria. I grew up in a Christian family, 5 of us. It's just my dad and my mom.
All brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
Oh, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Are you like me? Are you the eldest?
I'm the eldest boy, but I have an elder sister.
Okay, I'm the eldest out of them all.
Yeah,
okay.
So after then, I went to primary school. I had the dream of becoming an engineer. Went to secondary school, and then I did my first degree in chemical engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
My daughter's just gone to university to study chemical engineering.
Oh, that's nice.
Maybe I'll call you and get her a job later. Go on now, go on. Anyway, so you did your chemical engineering.
Yeah.
Where did you do that? In Lagos?
No, I did that in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt.
Harcourt.
Yeah.
And I take it that's on the west coast of
That's
Nigeria.
the south.
In the south.
Yeah, but it's a riverine area.
Okay, well, because I heard the name Port,
Port, yeah.
so I assume it's by the sea.
It is.
Okay.
It's a state is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah.
Alright. So what was a typical day like growing up in Nigeria? What would you do like when you was at school, when you got up in the morning?
I would say most of us in Nigeria grew up very traditionally, depending on the values that your parents actually instill on you or how you see your parents. So my typical day in Nigeria or as a Nigerian child was wake up in the morning, the days I'm going to school, do my chores. As a child, everybody has a chore to do in the morning before you go to school. And make sure you're ready for school before 7 a.m. And then wait to be dropped in school. And then when you're back from school, if you have to wash your school uniforms, do your laundry, you do your laundry, and go back to your assignments if you have one or anything educational to do. And then when it's 5 o'clock, my house was just in front of a football pitch. I'll play football for 1 hour. My dad always monitors us. When once it's 6, everybody goes inside.
So you come in before it gets dark. You go on.
Yeah, and then I left out something in the morning. You wake up at 5 o'clock and there's morning devotion.
Oh, Christianity, praying.
Yeah, you pray and all before your chores. And then in the evening, you come back from football, you watch your cook football stuff, spread them out for the next day. If you have any other chores to do, you do. If you could help out in the kitchen, you help out. Do your night reading. 9 o'clock, everybody goes to watch the news.
The whole family watch the news?
Yeah, we watch the news.
And then your dad, what does he say? He narrates?
So anything you don't understand, oh daddy, why is this thing this way? He will explain to you, okay, this is the reason why, this is this and that. And then we'll have like family dinner. We do dinner together, everybody on the table in the evenings. And then prayers, night prayers, and then you go to bed. But if you want to read, like if you're in secondary school, senior secondary school, nobody goes to bed until it's 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. So you read extra hours till that time. Go to bed, wake up in the morning. And then during the weekends, Saturdays, chores. Basically, stay back at home, watch football if there's football, help out. Just a relaxing day actually. Sundays, wake up in the morning, chores. No prayers on Sundays because we're going to church. Go to church, you're back from church, there's family visitation. People either visit us or we visit people. So that was it. I mean, that's how I grew up.
That's very interesting because, can I ask how old are you?
I'm 33.
Because I don't hear any mention of PlayStation or watching laptop. Did you have all those things when you were younger, or
no,
you didn't have those things?
Yeah.
So you grew up quite humble then?
Yeah.
Humble means? Okay, yeah, okay.
I tell you those things.
But he sounds very happy.
Yeah, he was very happy.
And it
because
sounds very structured and unified.
You get used to it because that's what you. So like we had younger ones that were born and they see the way everybody's doing it, and everybody just adapts to it.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, I think the excitement of being a child is not about the things you do. It's about how you do the things you do. That's the excitement.
Say it again.
So the excitement of being a child, it's not about, oh, you're playing football every evening, that's the only extracurricular thing you do. But to me, the excitement is how I play football. So if I played a full pitch 11 players today, tomorrow I might play a smaller pitch 6 players. I might play on a different team. Oh, this time we're not wearing shirts. One side doesn't wear shirt, the other side wears shirts. So there's always one new thing about playing football. Do you understand me?
Yeah. You're creative within
within the little things that we do, there's creativity. So we don't do it the same way because it gets boring.
That reminds me of Kenya. when I used to live. I'm Jamaican, a Jamal.
Oh.
Yeah, what's it? Oh.
I didn't think you were Jamaican. I was thinking you were African.
No, I'm Jamaican.
Okay.
Well, I'm African. I go back to Senegal, my heritage.
Okay.
I did my DNA thing when I was in South Africa.
Oh.
But so which I'll be your neighbours. If it Senegal's the neighbour to Niger, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of big, strong people. And that, but what's just going on here now? So yeah, it's just that creative lifestyle, and creative means,
Yeah.
which is really good. Yeah, and stuff. So you said you got 3 degrees. What's your you got a chemical engineer? What's the other degrees in?
Engineering. I've got a postgraduate in project management, and I've got a master's in renewable energy.
So out of your life experience, because we're coming to the end now, because we're coming to the end journey.
My life experience.
Yeah, what would you say? What would be your advice to the world?
My advice to the world still remains that I mean,
If you had children,
yeah,
and they're saying, "Daddy, we want to be like you," how do we be like you?
dream and work towards your dream, basically. Because my dream of becoming a chemical engineer was when I was a baby. Sometimes I think back and I'm like, oh, really? Okay. So dream, work hard, try to be very honest, try to live a very honest life, and be content with what you have.
I will say this to you, my friend.
Yeah.
But I think your success, where you are today, is down to your parents. And I think it's down to your parents, and just turn around, I think it's down to your parents on the basis that they set a good grounding and discipline with what you spoke about, church, football, coming in at set times, you're praying, you're doing the news together. Sounds beautiful. Sounds really, really good. But thanks for that. And we wish you well, and we pray that when you're Prime Minister or President for Nigeria, you make the right decisions and don't attack your neighbours.
Thank you. It was nice. It was nice actually riding with you.
Okay then, my friend. We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day as well as vlogging on our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.